watch us where we go and help us to be wise in times when we don't know.
I love how she's setting the song up. So in this song, you really want to make sure that the lyrics are heard. And I like how she's setting this up so softly and easily. There's a breathiness, there's an airiness to her voice. I love that run on wise. Help us to be wise. That ascending run down on wise. And then on the word no, I like how she shaped that run right there too. It was very her, but still true to the song, you know, and I love hearing different duets do their interpretation of this song. I think that everybody sings this kind of stuff differently. So I like hearing what different people's choices are, and I feel like she made some good choices here, you know?
Let this be our prayer when we lose our way.
Did you hear that way? When we lose our way. So all of that was straight tone. Way, straight tone. Ay. Then she went to the second part of the diphthong and added vibrato. Way. That kind of stuff is intentional. Those kind of finesses, those small changes can make huge differences in the presentation of your song and the presentation of how you execute songs. And I feel like that was really, really pretty.
Lead us to a place, guide us with your grace, give us faith so we'll be saved.
I pray we find your light.
I pray we'll find your light
And hold it in our heart.
and hold it in our heart.
Stars go out each night.
When stars go out each night,
Remind us where you are.
remind us where you are.
I love hearing Avery here. The boy can sing. I mean, we know he can sing. That ain't the issue. But I love hearing him in this light and kind of the more pretty, more ballad-like things, you know, that he's doing right here and kind of the longer notes and everything. I love how he colors his voice. The speed of his vibrato is so nicely placed in this. I really enjoy hearing Avery in this light. You know, I feel like the long notes has nice straight notes and then vibrato. You know, it's just colored very nicely.
Let this be our prayer.
Let this be.
And you notice there's a little breathiness in him too. Let this be our prayer. And I can't sing that low like that. But anyway, you hear them singing, let this be our prayer. There's a breathiness, there's an airiness, a lightness almost. And I think a lot of times people push a lot of air when they try to be breathy. You really don't have to push a lot of air to be breathy. It's more so just kind of sing lighter on the voice. And we call it, some people call this stiff folds. It's kind of letting the vocal folds have less closure. And so more air is passing through where the vocal folds meet. And so a lot of times I can just talk like this. It is not necessarily I'm pushing a lot of air, but I'm just letting more air pass through. So because letting more air pass through, I'm airy, I'm breathy. You know what I'm saying? Versus if I want to bring the vocal folds together like I just did, ain't no air passing through. You know, it's very thick, very full. But if I want to come off of it a little bit and get a little quieter, let this be our prayer. Or let this be our prayer. You see what I did there? So the first one, I had less vocal fold closure, more air passing through the vocal folds where they meet. We call it the glottis. And then the second time, I kind of brought the vocal folds together a little more thickly. So there are different ways of making these vocal textures happen without overworking. My job as a teacher is not to make you overwork. It's not to make you stretch yourself out vocally. Because if I can produce the same results with half the amount of effort, why push to full effort? Why? That's just a waste of time and energy, in my opinion. So if I can produce the same result with half the effort, half the work, more efficient, more smart thinking, more smart singing, more smart speaking, then why not do that and then produce the same result anyway? So then I'm doing half the work or just more efficiency in my work, in my effort here. So then my results are the same. Why not, you know?
Shadows fill our day.
When the shadows fill my day.
Oh, I know I did not nail that run. I know I didn't, but he went from more of an open oh. The word was still oh, but he went oh. You see how I opened up, came back down, opened up again? Those little changes can bring such texture and color. It's not just about doing runs. How can I shape the run to make it even more vocally and audibly interesting? How can I shape this? How can I make this more texturally, if I can use that word, interesting to listen to or to execute? How can I make this more fun, you know, versus just oh. So that opening up the vowel and really coloring that way really gave some more texture on top of the nicely placed run that he just did there.
Lead us to a place.
Guide us with your grace.
Guide us with your grace.
Give us faith so we'll be saved.
A world where pain and sorrow will be ended, and every heart that's broken will be mended, and we'll remember we are God's children, reaching out to touch you.
I like how they did "we are all God's children." So they brought it up bigger. We are all God's children. Once again, other dynamics can help make the song more interesting, not just runs. Let's change the color of the dynamics. Let's change how much energy, how much volume you use, and diminuendo and crescendo, whatever you want to do. So they did that crescendo. That got bigger. We are all God's children. Okay?
Reaching to the sky.
We asked in life be kind.
We asked in life be kind.
And watch us from above.
And watch us from.
There was a little twang in that watch. And watch us from above. Twang can help you go higher easier. So I like how he's using different resonances and different placements to really execute his part of the song. And I like how they're both complementing each other. They're both going back and forth. The essence of this song is really the duet and the back and forth between the two people singing this song. And I feel like they both are complementing each other very, very well. I like how she is still keeping an R&B vibe to this song. I like it. I think it fits what they're trying to do, the brand that they both represent and the brand that the Terrell Show represents. And they're representing themselves as artists, and I really like how she's keeping that R&B vibe but still singing a beautiful song like this, because everybody that sung this song, Donnie McClurky, Amanda Adams, Andre Bocelli, I think Celine Dion sang this. I mean, everybody and their mama that sang this song at some point. And so there's so many different interpretations of this song, and I like how she's keeping true to herself in the midst of all the interpretations. She's still staying true to who she is as an artist, and I feel like they complement each other. It's just really nice.
We hope it's so we'll find.
We hope it's so we'll find
Another soul alive.
another soul to speak.
Avery's Another Soul to Love, that was placed with that twang, that straight note right there, and it was placed right in the middle of the pitch. It was perfect. And then I feel like she sings with a little more thickness than he does. Vocal fold thickness, I feel like there's a little more thickness in her voice. She brings a lot more thickness up, which I feel like makes her voice a little more beefier as she goes up there. But I feel like there's still a pleasantry to her voice, a pleasantness, pleasantness, whatever word I'm gonna say. But there's a pleasant quality to her voice, and it's still, I feel like, complements what he's doing very well, you know?
Let this be our prayer.
Just like every child.
Just like every child
needs to find a place. Guide us with your grace.
That little rundown that they just did right there, I don't know if that was spur of the moment or kind of just in the moment, but that was nice how they both kind of ran down. Once again, complimenting each other. That's a part of what duetting is. You don't just start trying to out-sing each other. You compliment each other, especially in songs like this.
Give us faith so we'll be saved. Need to find a place. Guide us with your grace.
I feel like Avery sings with a lot of jaw. He sings with a lot of jaw. his jaw kind of extends forward when he sings. If you notice that, you notice especially that place, that word right there. Needs to find a place, or was it grace? Great place. He tilts his head up and goes there. Although she kind of has more of a forward placement, I feel like. She kind of gets more belty and kind of thicker. Not necessarily cricoid, beefy thick. She just stays thicker as she goes higher. You know, and I feel like she kind of stays a little more forward, but he kind of brings some jaw and some tilt into there. Look, clearly it works.
Give us faith so we'll be
That ending was very Avery. He went up to that head voice, ascended up in that run to the head voice. So he ascended up into that head voice with that run and then came right back down very smoothly. Very Avery. I'm here for it.
I need you to find me that special place.
Said I need
you to find me that special place.
Said I need you.
I need you.
I need you. That's what she did right there. I need you. Open up that vowel. Need you. And right before that, Avery did a nice I need you. Whatever that interval was, I don't know. But he went head voice, chest voice, or did something like that where he came out of head voice and split registrations as he came down to those intervals. Really nice. You can do that. Need you tonight. Whatever it was. He really placed those very nicely, and the key changes here and the vibe here is very nice. I like the change here.
I need
to take me,
guide me to that special place.
Did you hear both of them? That run that Avery did came from head voice all the way down to chest voice right there. Switch registrations, came down seamlessly, and then she repeated herself 3 times. Like, to me, that was very like Twinkie Karen a little bit, that repeating of the same run, and then went up higher and kind of finished it. Yeah, I like it.
I'm gonna come to you.
can you take me to a place?
Did you hear that? Can you take? So there was an aspirate H sound, phoneme if you will. Can you take me to that special place? Avery just did that right there, okay?
Take you to that place.
Oh, I need
You to guide me.
These key changes, and Avery is executing them so well, how he's shaping the runs around the key changes. That takes an ear. That takes an ear in knowing where the keys and the music is actually going. When you know that kind of stuff, you can really play with how you want to execute the runs and stuff around key changes, things like that. Those key changes are not easy to necessarily hear spur of the moment. When I first heard it, I was like, what they doing? But he made it so seamlessly, you know? It was nice.
oh,
Guide me.
can you leave?
That run right there. This is my prayer. Once again, he shifts his registrations so nicely and knows where he wants to go. Once again, this is what I always talk about registrations. People say, I don't know how to switch. You really do. You just don't know that you know how. About 85% of the clients that come to me have no vocal problems. It's not that they have vocal issues like physical issues. It's that they don't know how to do stuff, or they don't have access or awareness of how to do things. So with Avery, he knows how he wants to shift registers. So he does it seamlessly because he makes a choice each and every time. You can make a sound definitive choice as to say, okay, at this part, I want to switch. at this word, at this note, I'm going to switch registers, whether it's going up or coming down, or the case may be. I think a lot of people think they just have to do it naturally. No, you can make a real choice, a intentional choice. Okay, on this note, I'm going to switch registers. On this word, I'm going to switch. So then your shifting becomes a little more easier because it's thought out. Boom. Because it's thought out. Because a lot of people just want to do it effortlessly, but they don't know how to do it. They don't know where to go. Singing is cognitive. Speaking is cognitive. You can't just hope for the best all the time. Think. 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 And the more you think, the easier this stuff becomes, because you understand your voice more. Like, I don't necessarily say, okay, on this one I'm going to switch registrations. I just know my voice enough to say, I'm just going to switch, and I know how to switch things seamlessly. But because I practice doing it so much, it has become a habit for me to switch registers, whatever the case may be, much easier nowadays. You know, there's some people don't have experience doing that. You know, so I feel like Avery knows his instrument so well, that he can execute these things seamlessly and makes those choices intentional. He's also very gifted. She is very gifted. They're both very gifted. So I think both of them just know how to use their voice and know what they want to do with their voice, which makes the singing almost seem seamless.
Lead us to a place.
Guide us with your grace.
Oh, give us faith so we'll be saved.
If you enjoyed this, click subscribe down below, click the alert button next week so you know when the next video is posted. And as I always say, be vocally bold, creative, and aware, but most of all, vocally you. Alright, y'all, I'll see y'all soon.